I'm very happy to have my first national team goal. I think this is just the beginning. We are hoping to give out our best for the nation. Yeah.
It was a tough game, even though many felt that Ghana would score a lot. Nicaragua played it hard. They played a hard game.
Actually, we were tough. I think it was not that tough, but we couldn't
compare the chances.
So I think it was not that tough.
Between now and the World Cup, what is your focus at club and also national team? One more friendly match to be played. What are you going to be doing to prepare yourself 100%?
No, I think the focus is just my club to just go and prepare more and get more fit for the national team.
Thank you. Well done.
That was ADDO FATAWU Issahaku reacting after his very first goal scored yesterday in that 1-0 win versus Nicaragua. Welcome back to the channel. As usual, I am your host, Sellssi. In case you couldn't hear him clearly, he talked about the fact that he is excited to get his very first goal, more things to come. His focus now is on his club and getting better, getting more playing time. More or less, that's what he said in that interview with IMAX Media's head of sports, Yao Ampofo Ankra. Today, we're going to talk about fallouts from that international friendlies we had, those international friendlies we have versus Brazil and Nicaragua. The reactions coming through. Talks about Otto being a part-time coach trying to conquer a full-time international tournament. We'll listen to what people are saying on social media. We'll also listen to the Ghana Black Stars vice captain Richard Ofori, who has sort of appealed to Ghanaians to still have faith in them. We'll also hear from Ghana Football Association President Kerti Okreku, who says despite the humiliation at the hands of Brazil and the narrow win versus Nicaragua, they still have a chance in the World Cup. We'll also see the farewell message from Accra Hearts, who have parted ways with Samuel Wedu. As usual, subscribe if you have not. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. Tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., we will be having our discussion once again live. You can tune in and share your opinion on the Ghana Black Stars and your final 26 that should be making it to the World Cup. The team or the players you want to see in Qatar, that's the topic for discussion because we are all but through. The next time the Ghana Black Stars play in an international friendly versus Switzerland, the final squad would have been admitted to FIFA. So we'll be looking at the final squad and the players you want to see in there. Also, purchase our merch. Links are in the description. So, we'll start off from the camp of Coach Otto and calls about him being a part-time manager trying to handle a full-time tournament as huge as the World Cup. Well, this has been said by myself already. I have always thought that Otto dividing between Ghana Black Stars and BVB was not the best, but the FA is who we should be directing our anger towards, and I've said it already. The FA agreed in an interview here, which I chanced upon on Twitter a couple of days ago. Here in May, this was back in May, Otto himself said that his priority was his work in Dortmund. The association had already asked me to coach in February, but at the time, their priority was initially on a person who would work permanently for Ghana. The offer was a great honor for me. In the talks, I also made it clear from the start that my priority is BVB. I could imagine the job as in interim and a dual function. He also went on to say in that interview, I don't see the position as of now. I think as a national team coach, you should also live in the country you work for in the long term. Of course, other things can also be organized and delegated remotely over a certain period of time, but I see myself personally in Germany in the next few years. So clearly, Otto made things clear to the FA. He had not hidden or trying to be clandestine in hiding the fact that he could only do this job on a part-time basis. And he had stated emphatically that his main priority is Borussia Dortmund. He did not hide that at all from anyone. So the blame should not go to him. It's with the FA who, despite him stating all this, went ahead to go and negotiate with BVB, who gave permission for Otto, who is not ready to leave them to come and coach the Ghana Black Stars. So those talks about Otto being a part-time coach, is the FA that has to take the blame for it. And some will say he has Chris Hughton, he has George Boateng, all those guys. The final stage, the final decision always rests with the head coach. Those are supporting casts and they can always bring their input, but it's up to ADDO to accept it. So if the main man himself does not see or vision things the way they do, it might as well not be something that will work. So it has to be him. He has to see things as the others, or see things as they do, before things can be structured in that manner. So the talks about him and directing that anger towards him is misplaced, actually, in my opinion. I feel that it should be placed at the FA. He made it clear he did not hide that at all. Well, goalkeeper Richard Ofori is pleading with Ghanaians to have faith in them. Well, Richard, that will be quite difficult, especially looking at the performances we've had. Well, people say that these performances are being blown out of proportion in terms of our disappointment, because first of all, this is the first time these guys are playing together. Some of these guys played together for the very first time versus Nicaragua, so you do not expect that chemistry to be there, and that chemistry is built with time. And I have to say, I'm tempted to agree with that. The national teams that we see playing beautiful football, the Dutch sides, the Italian sides, the English sides, some of the times, and other sides started playing together from the youth level. They did not just start playing together in one international break where they were all assembled and brought together. They all started playing from the youth sides, and that is how they grew and became better, became conversant with each other, knew each other's movements, thinking, and built that chemistry. We had something similar in the likes of Kojo Asamoah, Christian Achu, Andre Ayew, Mubarak Wakasu, Baby Jet, Samoa Jan. In that team of players, Stephen Appiah as well. They started from the youth ranks at some point in time. Asian, Sule Ali Muntari, those guys played together at some point in time and knew each other. So that is what helped those teams. We have not built on such youth before to help them grow to the next level as high as the Black Stars. So we are suffering from our past mistakes, things we did not do in the past that we used to do. We are not doing it and we are suffering from it. He says, we won 1-0, and a positive thing about this game is that we created a lot of chances. We beg Ghanaians to have faith in this team and support us, he told Happy FM. Ghana will play one final preparatory game in November versus Switzerland. Most Ghanaian fans were unhappy about the performance of the Black Stars in the two friendlies. The anger is also still coming from the second one, despite us scoring. That is because they wanted more goals. They felt that Nicaragua was a team which we should have beaten emphatically. But Nicaragua were sitting deep, and we were profligate in front of goal, wasting chances. So that is what will happen. However, the Ghana FA president is still optimistic, as he should be. He is the FA president. He says that the group is not easy. There are very good teams, but Ghana is not an easy rival either. Ghana will open their campaign against Portugal in Doha 4 days later they play their next game. So he is still optimistic that despite the 3-0 loss to Brazil, the 1-0 win, which was slender and not convincing to most, despite us creating a lot of chances, Ghana will come good and will be impeccable, possibly surprise the world at the World Cup. ADDO himself in his presser says that he is ready for the World Cup. I am ready for the World Cup. Everybody is ready. We qualified, that's why we have to be there. In times past, Ghana has proven that we are a tournament team. I know we have to improve. Ghana will start off with Portugal, where they will have to drastically improve if we are going to make it through to the knockout faces. The reactions have been coming through, but today I'll end with the thoughts of Samuel Boadu, who has penned a heartwarming farewell message to Accra Heart of Oak fans. Samuel Boadu has been relieved of his duties at Accra Hearts of Oak. Yesterday the news came, and it was quite a shocking one at that. The results had not been good, but many would have thought that the trophy he won for them last season would buy him some time. Well, it did not. The last minute goal versus Kotoko we thought would buy him some time, and unfortunately it did not. His farewell message was posted on Twitter, and it read, to a club of supporters I call family, to a chair I called father, to a management I called brothers, and to players I called friends. Thanks for the glorious moments we shared together. I'm glad we won together and achieved the unimaginable in 2 years. See you around soon. Phobia, he wrote on his official Twitter handle. Goodbye to Samuel Boadu there. He has left Accra Heart of Oak. Heart of Oak now in search of a manager as their Africa campaign approaches. Next week they will be in the CAF Confederations Cup preliminary stages for a chance to play in the group stages. We'll see how things go for them on that front. So that has been it for today, talking about reactions coming in from the Ghana Black Stars camp after those friendlies. We'll be talking about it extensively tomorrow in our live stream. You'll get the chance to air your views on it as well. With his farewell message, Issahaku reacting to his very first goal scored. Ofori pleading with Ghanaians to still support them despite the narrow wins and the devastating loss to Brazil. He believes we can still come good with Ghanaians' support. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Thoughts on everything. Enjoy the evening.